So excellent. We're doing a little top 20 review, and you are correct. We want to split this up. So square root of 32 is 2 square roots, really. Did you figure out what they are yet?
Well, maybe 16 and 2.
16 and 2, yes. And then that one works out nice, so it's really 4. So it's 4 root 2. I'm rewriting my problem. That's the first skill. How many of you got past that? Okay, good. Carter, do you know what to do next?
Take 2 out of everything.
All right. I'm going to take 2 out of that, and sure, we could take a 2 out of this also. So this gets factored, and then the 10 gets factored into 2 times 5. Can you tell me what would actually be left in the parentheses? That's the hard part, Carter.
It'd be 1 plus or minus, right?
Yes, correct so far.
And then it would be 2.
Just 2?
And then square root 2.
That is correct. That is correct. Now you can check it by going this times this. 2 times 1 makes your 2. And then 2 times that makes 4 root 2s. Okay, so I checked it. It worked. Now give me, Hakan, the final, like, what do we do at the end here?
The 2's down on the side, cancel out to be 1 plus or minus 2 square root 2 over 5.
That's it. This is your answer. And I know that doesn't look like a normal answer, but that's as best as you can do unless you want to get decimals for it, which are not more accurate, they're less accurate, because that would have to be a decimal that you'd have to round. So then your answer would be rounded. This is not rounded, it's exact. All right. So another topic was this one. How do you solve that? Well, if you multiply by the right thing, your life becomes super simple, super quick. Did you know that you multiply by 3 and 5 on both sides? Because that clears the denominators. Now, I'm going to distribute it right away. I'm not going to just put a big parentheses, just wastes time. I multiply by 3 and 5 here and here. That's me distributing it out to both parts. Then the 3's cancel here, and the 5's cancel here, and I'm left with 10n minus 9 equals 6 times 5 is 30. And if you can't solve it from there, you're in the wrong class. See, from there, it's super easy, right? So in one step, we changed it from a super hard problem to a super easy problem. How many of you knew that before I said it? It's about half of you. Okay. All right. I know a lot of kids like to know, what was the final answer? Okay, fine, I'll do it. 10n equals 36, to be 45. And now at this point, you have a choice. You can either get a decimal for it, 4.5.
Wouldn't it just be
30,
not 36?
Oh, hold on. Oh, is that me? Yeah, that's me. Not reading my own writing. I think I said 30, but all right, sorry about that. So this is 39. And then we're going to divide by 10, 3.9. Now, everybody's entitled to make a dumb mistake like I just did, but you don't want to make too many of them. If you said 39 tenths, yeah, it would have been fine also. And there's so many things on the top 20. I could go on and on and on and show you how to do every single one of them, but I really want this to be a how well do you know it, not how well can you learn it if I show you everything. I want to know how well have you learned it so far. So the top 20 will be taken later this hour. Don't start it before other people. That would be unfair. So now let's talk about what we've learned yesterday about these rational functions. Everybody write this one down. X squared minus 6x minus 7 over x squared minus 49. That is called a rational function because rational numbers can be written as a fraction. So if you start thinking rationals and fractions, that'd be good. Now, it's got a fraction in it. And I know that a lot of people are writing a lot right now, which means you're probably doing something to it. What are you doing? Factoring, because if you can factor it, you should. Okay. Now, the things we could ask you are, what are the vertical asymptotes? They are what makes the bottom 0 after you've canceled everything. What are the horizontal asymptotes? I gave you the 1,000 idea because we want to go way to the right and see if it leveled off anywhere. Did it level off or does it just keep going up? Remember that if you get an answer of 1, that happens a lot with these, that it levels off at 1. Sometimes it's 0, and sometimes you get an answer of the 1,000 that you put in. And you got to know what to do if you get y equals 1,000, that's not a place. You put in 1,000, you could have put in 10,000, you could have put in a billion, you could have put in infinity if you wanted to. All right, and last thing is a hole. There will be a hole, and the hole will be at whatever makes the thing 0. Let's say it comes out to 2. It's not, but let's say it did. Then you'd do f of 2 right here. You'd stick it back in the function. Let's see if you can answer all of those questions. I taught you all of that yesterday. All right, pausing while you give that a shot. And then when you're done and your partner that's right next to you is also done, check with them. Okay, let's see if you remembered how to do this. The factoring part. Let's see. Row 2 is the left row. Person 2. All right. Fire.
X minus 7
Yep.
x plus 1 over x minus 7 x plus
What cancels?
7. X minus 7
That makes a
whole.
hole. And the first part of the hole is at
7.
7. Good. Now you're off the hot seat. Madeline, would you take over by simplifying my final answer on the top? Y equals...
X plus 1 over, or under x plus 7.
I get what you mean. There you go. Good. Now, how do I get the rest of the hole?
Plug 7 in for x.
Yep. Final answer?
4 over 7.
7 plus 1 is 4.
Oh.
Ah.
No, it is,
Yeah.
Because then you
Oh, it's 8/14. That was what I was looking to here. Okay, and then you simplified that to what?
4 over 7.
Okay. Sorry, you just jumped ahead of me a step. All right. Now, the vertical asymptotes. They're what makes the bottom 0. And back here, you could have said there were 2 vertical asymptotes, but there isn't. The thing can't be a hole and an asymptote at the same time. This is the more advanced kind. Beyond just an asymptote, it's called a hole. The asymptote is the one that was left. So what makes that 0? Careful with this. X equals -7. Because it's a line. It's a vertical. It goes up and down. It goes up and down at 7. All right. Now how about the horizontal? The horizontal is we go way over to the right by putting in x is what? 1,000. And then if you do it in the original, it'll be really confusing. You'll have 1,000 minus 6,000 minus 7, and you'll be like, should I cancel the 6,000? And it's just so much easier to do it after you simplified. And there is my answer. 1,000 plus 1 is pretty much 1,000. And 1,000 plus 7 is pretty much 1,000. So that's 1,000 divided by 1,000, so y equals 1. Raise your hand if you had all 3 parts of that right. Awesome. All right, then you kind of caught up on rationals. And now, today is just a top 20. So, why is this so important? I have said this over and over, but I need other people to say it. If you've got a 20 out of 20, how does that make you, like, better off than the kid who's got 8 out of 20? How does this help you? Name me one way. Yes? It helps for the ACT, because every single one of these things is on the ACT. And you'd be surprised how big of a deal the ACT can be on scholarships. Again, you have 2 equal kids applying to, let's say, St. Thomas. St. Thomas is famous for offering big scholarships if you have good grades. You have two equal kids. Well, one of them turns in a strong ACT score, and they can get like 25 grand off. That happened for my daughter, 25,000 off the tuition. That's a lot per year, times 4, that's like $100,000. So yeah, ACT can sometimes really help. How about another reason? Well, this is in next year's class. All of these topics, every one of them, buried in little spots on tests. All right, so these are worth knowing. And I'm mostly saying this because there's a few holdouts out there who are gonna get 8 out of 20 again. And you need to fix that. If you don't know how, you go through the Schoology quiz and you fix them by going like, oh, I got this one wrong. Maybe I should watch the video. Well, first you should just look at the answer that was right. And maybe you can just get it from looking at the right answer. But otherwise, there is a video link in there. And there's 2 links. One of them goes right to the video that would help you on that topic. So you could fix your issues if you have issues. And I'm telling you, I have never had a kid who has failed my class that has a strong basics. And I've rarely had a kid even get a B. If you have super strong basics, you are likely to have an A in math. Like if yours is 19 or 20 out of 20, it is almost guaranteed that you'll have an A in this class. The one exception is the kid who is too lazy to do their homework, which I understand. I get it, you're busy. But if you don't do your homework, then you might get the B in this class, even though your basics are strong. Because if you're not practicing at all, you're likely to miss a few too many on your tests. So, but almost every time, the kid with the A's on this end up with A's in my class. And the kids that are kind of shaky in this class, and getting B's and C's, big surprise, their basics are weak. And that's what it always boils down to. Okay, so I'm hoping that we walk out of here at the end of the semester and every one of you is at like 17 or 18 or 19 out of 20. You say you make mistakes, and a mistake is no big deal. But not being able to pull off like a C on this test, that's a big deal. You really need to get your basics down. It'll help you so much. All right, so please, what I'm trying to ask you to do here is take responsibility for this. If it goes badly, that's on you to fix. I made all the videos for you. It took me like hundreds of hours to make these, make the videos for them, post them to the internet, make 5 versions of them, make keys for the 5 versions of them. They're there to help you. Now it's on you. All right, so go ahead, take that top 20 right now if you want scratch paper, and I have it up here in a pile. Happy to let you borrow a pencil and scratch paper. If you want to use virtual scratch paper, oh, it's disabled. I'm enabling it right now. And that's all we're doing for this weekend is you finish that top 20 in class and you check it over to see what mistakes you made.